consistency, and finishing what you started. Time. How much time are you putting into your craft? I believe you don't lose, you learn. So you just ran out of time. Does that make sense? Like that contest, y'all just ran out of time. But how much time do you think you have before it's over? Right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. Don't matter if you're a damn All-American. Like, you got a job to do, so trust. Y'all not mentally tough because y'all don't trust not only each other, but you don't trust yourself. And you don't trust yourself because how much time you putting in. The ones that put the time in, they trust one another. They believe in themselves. So if y'all believe that y'all can do it, y'all should be going harder. Y'all should be holding one another accountable. Whatever you can do to help this team, that's what y'all need to happen. Everybody can't score. Everybody ain't fast. What everybody can do, what everybody that ever plays basketball should be able to do if they play basketball, they should be able to play defense and play hard. Them the only two things you can control.
Just show hey, who want to play basketball? Honestly, who want to play basketball? All right, who has to play basketball? We just cracked the code. And dudes that y'all play, they gotta get their mom out the hood. The dudes that y'all playing, they living in a trap. The dudes that y'all playing ain't getting no sleep. So I got to get any advantage that I can. So what choices are y'all making? That's the point I'm getting to. Are you making the choice to play defense? Are you making the choice to pass? Well, hell, are you making the choice to come to practice? And I commend y'all because y'all here in the evening. But guess what? Circle gets smaller. Tryouts, that circle is big, wasn't it? Circle gets smaller, dog. Everybody don't make it.
How you doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How you doing? It's Coach Carville Bailey. Welcome to another episode of Lunch and Learn today. So today we're going to close out, right? So I came and I talked about the things that was affecting or things that your athlete could learn from Coach Sanders, right? From Coach Prime. It's no different today, right? Today, we're going to close out the rest. So I talked about 5 key things that your athlete can learn. If you missed it, go back and check it out. The first thing was that your athlete is a brand. Well, the first thing is that this is a business. High school, varsity, especially college and pro, it's a business. Your athlete is the brand. That's the second part. They have to understand they're the brand. The third thing is, are your athletes' affairs in order, right? I got my notes right here from that initial class, right? The fourth thing is you're always being recruited. And the fifth thing is people love you until they don't. So let's touch on, right? I talked about B&B, talked about business and branding, right? That your athlete is a business and your athlete is a brand and this game is a business. Well, let's talk about the last 3 today, right? The first one is, your athlete is always being recruited, right? They're being recruited from the bench, how they act on the bench, how they act in warm-up lines, how they act in the class, how they perform on the court. It goes beyond how they perform. As a former head college basketball coach, as well as a former dean of students, I worked at a school that went to the state championship. They won a state championship three years in a row. Was close to the 4th, and then COVID hit, but they had went to the state championship 2 years prior to that. And the first thing that college coaches would do, they would come into my office, the dean of students, because they wanted to check, see what type of character, integrity that student had before they went to the the registrar's office or the admissions office, the counselor's office, to check on their grades. They wanted to check on their behavior and their character first. That was the first thing they did. So I was the first visit. And because I was at that time a head college coach, I understood why they were coming to me. But when I talk about are your athletes' affairs in order, right? Does your athlete have an athletic resume? Does your athlete have an NCAA ID number? Does your athlete have the right courses needed for them to be eligible on the next level? Has your athlete registered with the clearinghouse? Is your athlete prepared for financial aid? Right? Is your athlete's affairs in order goes beyond, do they have shoes? Do they have a hoodie? Do they have a sleeve on their arm or their leg? It goes beyond that, right? Are your athlete's affairs in order? What's their social media looking like, right? How are they marketing themselves because they are a brand, right? So let's talk about Coach Prime, Coach Deion. His affairs were in order. His affairs were in order. He understood the business of it. He understood that he was a brand, and his affairs were in order. When people went to go look at the checks and balances, his affairs were in order. I'm pretty sure his resume was up to date, right? I'm pretty sure that we know from his social media, right? He had things in place to where people can see what he was doing on a day-to-day, on the field as well as off the field, empowering, educating those student athletes that he was working with. So his affairs were in order, right? Is your athlete's affairs in order, right? Do they have their grades? Do they have to go to summer school? Do they have to take some other type of classes to be eligible, right? If they need tutoring, are they in tutoring, right? Whatever that is, are their affairs in order? If not, you need to make sure that they get their affairs in order as of today. The next thing is understand that they're always being recruited. Again, they're always being recruited. So knowing that they're always being recruited, they should have their affairs in order. Why? Because they could be offered an opportunity at any time. And so what happens if someone offers you an opportunity, but you're not ready? You're like, oh, wait a minute, I got to go and put something in place. That opportunity may not become available anymore. An opportunity was available for Coach Prime. His affairs were in order, and he understood that he was always being recruited. So guess what? He was ready when the time came. And then the final thing is, I talk about it, right? People love you until they don't. If your athlete is more concerned with what people in the stands think about them than how they think about themselves, they're going to always be playing from behind. If your athlete is more concerned with how many likes, how many follows they get on social media, as opposed to what they're putting out, they're going to always be left behind, right? Case in point, I understand social media. I understand algorithms, right? It's showing currently that it's 2 people on. It's showing that it's 2 people on. Well, it's 2 people, it's 2 more people in the world today that I can serve. 2 more people in the world today that I can educate. But I'm also on, and just like that, right? Somebody either left or it went down to 1. So it doesn't matter. You still have to put in the work, right? As it goes down to 0, but some now it's back up to 2. So do you see, if I'm worried about that number on the screen, then it's up to 3 now, right? And so it's probably about 10 or 15, because that's not counting the number that's watching on YouTube, as well as on the my business page, wherever you watching, or my personal page, wherever you may be watching. But how many people will see the replay? But I'm not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is being able to deliver extreme value to those individuals that want it. Because guess what? The people that care don't really matter in your athlete's life. The people that really care, like this judgmental, they don't really matter in your athlete's life. And the people that really care about them, right? Like the people that care doesn't matter. And the people that don't matter care. I'll say that again. The people that care about your athletes, some of those things don't really matter to them. Your athlete missed a shot, they had a bad game, right? Some of those things don't matter to them. But the people that it matters to, right, they don't really care. They don't really care about your athlete. So get your athlete to understand that the people that care don't matter about certain things, right? And the people that care about certain things don't matter. And the people that don't care about certain things, those are the people that really matter in your athlete's life. And so they should be focused on who's for them, not who's against them. Because when they love you until they don't love you anymore. Right? Happy Friday, my brother B. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to the show. Right? So they love you until they don't. The same people that was big up in Deion, Primetime Sanders were the same people that was condemning them. This is what I told my team after I got my second head college coaching job, and we played the number 7 team in the country, our very first game, the number 7 team in the country, and we knocked them off by about 11 points. And here's what I told my team. I said, don't get too high, don't get too low, because the same people that will put you on a pedestal will knock you off. See, if you don't allow certain people to, if your athlete doesn't allow certain people to put them on a pedestal, those people can't knock them off. Deion Sanders is not worried about the people trying to knock him off the pedestal because he didn't allow them to put him on. He put himself on the pedestal because his affairs were in order, because he understood that this is a business, because he understood that he was a brand, because he had his affairs in order, because he understood he was always being recruited. So it's somebody that's going to always love him, even in the midst of those people that don't. So get your athlete to understand that they'll love you until they don't, but that doesn't even matter. Chicken one day, feathers the next. Couldn't have said it any better, B. Couldn't have said it any better. Here one day, they go on the next. So breaking down those a little bit further, right, as I've done today, get your athletes to understand that their affairs need to be in order. You as the parent, make sure your athletes' affairs in order. If you need help, reach out to us. This is what we help our clients. We help our clients get their affairs in order because it's more than just basketball. Do we help them in their skill development, becoming better with their skill development? Absolutely. Do we help them become more confident? Absolutely. Do we help them with their mindset, learning the game as it should be to improving their IQ and their awareness? Absolutely. Do we help them with getting valuable exposure? Absolutely. But all of those things are tools that's required for them to be a recruitable athlete and be more recruitment ready. Does that make sense? So if you know that your athlete doesn't have their affairs in order, then schedule your recruitment discovery call with us so we can hop on the phone with you and your athlete and whoever else is in the decision-making process, and let's see what affairs don't they have in order that they need to have in order. If your athlete doesn't understand that they're always being recruited, we're going to assist them with understanding what they need to do and who they need to become because they're going to always be recruited. Well beyond basketball, well into life, recruited for a job, recruited for a marriage, recruited for whatever it may be. They'll always be recruited. And then finally, they love you until they don't. So don't have your athletes put all their care and concern about what somebody else thinks. It's about what they think about themselves. But we help our athletes become more aware of who they are and how they are by giving our athletes a special athletic strength assessment or athletic strength survey so that they can become more aware of who they are, how they behave, and how they prefer to communicate. And that's how we prepare our athletes and our parents with the tools needed so that they can be successful on and off the court well into the years after they stop playing. All right. So that's it. Coach Carvel Bailey, right? Drop your biggest takeaway from this video. If you're catching the replay, drop replay in the video. All right. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Let's see what you got to say, B. Yep. You wouldn't call a dentist for a plumbing problem. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Seek the professional help your recruit needs to be available. Period. Period. I appreciate you, B. Right? I appreciate you for that. So reach out to us. Let's see how we can assist your athlete, and y'all be good, right? Make sure you share this with somebody that you know they can benefit from this. And as Deion Primetime Sanders says at the end of his pregame, I'm going to say it one time for him. Now give me my theme music.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry. This is Bless the Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Bless the Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Bless the Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant. Bless the Ball. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Bless the Ball. Use your mentality to master the craft. Bless the Ball. Come join our team. It's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Bless the Ball. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Bless the Ball. Use your mentality to master the craft. Bless the Ball. Come join our team. It's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is strategic.